afternoon. Good morning, in fact. I got this one wrong right from the start. Good morning. Daniel Miller here. This is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. A warm welcome to all of our friends, fans, community members, squad mates, participants and viewers worldwide on various platforms. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for supporting our community here on Twitch. Thank you for being an active participant in our Call of Duty Cold War free week. And I need to stress that this free week is the biggest and the best we've ever had from Activision. It's the lengthiest, it's the most comprehensive with additional content offered, and generally it will bring in many more people into the game. I think the overall experience has been that Cold War was on a different track and it was not attracting as many players as Modern Warfare, Black Ops and all the other installments of the franchise, and I think that's probably the main reason as to why we decided to provide us with a lot more content and the whole week of free access. This is in view of its Season 2 that kicked off yesterday. We played Warzone quite excessively, in fact, a lengthy stream, more than 6 hours in fact. There was Spurs, myself and Asif and a few other community members doing it literally on the trot. Had a lot of fun, but unfortunately we were not able to explore the Outbreak event in Warzone because the vast majority of participants, more than half of the gamers, were dropping onto that hot zone called the ship, and the ship popped up yesterday, and quite frankly the activity there was totally insane. The vast majority of the guys dropping in there were eliminated more or less straight away, so we didn't want to go through the drivel of being killed all the time, and I've gone in there a couple of times later in my stream through a solo mission, not immediately, but I collected some weaponry in various areas and then drove to it, and still it was quite busy. But after the initial surge of hostiles and massive elimination, later on you've had solo campers sort of hiding within the ship and waiting for anybody to come in. Obviously, as you're walking, you are going to be hurt unless you got your loadout, got your ghost, which is what I didn't do. So I think very important for anyone who is entering the ship to get the ghost and get that silence before getting in, because you are going to be then partly invisible and almost completely silent, therefore perhaps more of a tricky bait for those waiting for you to come in. I had some problems with Cold War installation. It did take more than 10 hours to install, and it's a massive file, and it does require about 200 gigabytes on PlayStation and Xbox, so quite frankly it is a killer when it comes to the setups we have on our consoles. I think they will have lots of problems with this in medium term unless something is applied one way or the other, and not many people. I think overall, if you're looking at everyone on consoles, it's just a small percentage who would have purchased external hard drive to get other games on, and that's causing serious issues. And don't forget, you want this game to be installed on the main hard drive on your platform, and for instance, I installed it and then it messed up my operational system settings, so I had to be reinstalling part of that with another update, and it's just really annoying. What happened was, it took more than 10 hours to install, and then after that, when I tried to use my controller, it wouldn't really authorize the use of any other buttons but the ones that are primarily game related, the direction buttons and triggers, etc. R2 and 3 basically. All the other buttons, like PlayStation button, the one authorizing options and streams, were dead. They wouldn't do anything. And then I tried to switch off my PlayStation. I couldn't switch it off. No buttons worked. Nothing on my controller, nor the power button on PlayStation. Everything was being left live. So the only way I could do it was to disconnect it from the power, and that's it's a risky thing to do, because some PlayStation consoles will respond quite negatively, and you must make sure that you never unplug within sort of 10 to 30 seconds, because that could cause a short circuit within the console and obviously burn it. Therefore, the console will be inoperable for a long while, to the point where you had to replace some of the internal parts. So that's really of concern, and I'll write to Activision about this, because it's the first time it's happened. I've downloaded all the other games over the years, never ever had this problem. But to tell you the truth, I did spot some issues with Warzone installation, and the first thing that I had to do there was to reboot. But in this instance, I was not able to reboot, because this is exactly what I want to do. But after the full installation, the controller did not work. So as it did not work, then I just had to do it manually, and fortunately it didn't cause any problems to the console. Everything is working as it should. But quite frankly, fiddling with it and trying to work it out took more than 45 minutes. So yet again, just like all the other ridiculously lengthy and unpredictable unannounced updates, instead of starting at 11, I had to kick off at around 11:30, or even later than that, and that really is a major problem for all of us streamers. If you're streaming on your PC, then you can throw in some YouTube videos or some other entertainment for people to watch, but I'm not able to do this due to our the lack of our local infrastructure as far as the internet is concerned. And so you will know the same thing that happens with your mobile phones. You have got to be having the fastest possible speed if you are using all that is presently offered. It's being constantly upgraded and constantly enhanced. So even a phone like the one you had 2 years ago, had Sony Xperia XR2, absolutely top-notch, state-of-the-art phone, it will not work as fast and as properly as it should compared to my latest phone that has the fastest processor and the fastest speeds. So the tech is evolving, and as you could see, it's quite hard for the manufacturers and people selling the gadgets and platforms to be fully in sync, and sadly that's exactly what we are experiencing. And a bit of a frazzle, a bit of a hassle really today with the whole installation. And I guess I thought the best way of doing it was just simply to leave it overnight, and then everything would be installed and then that's it. But I was not able to reboot. The actual installation on PlayStation 4 killed the controller, and there was no connectivity of the controller to the console, and the vast majority of the buttons didn't work. So what was I supposed to do? That was the only thing. Right, so that's all about the troubles. If anybody's watching who is also still installing the freebie, the game on your console, keep this in mind. There are glitches that have been reported on Twitter. If you put hashtag Cold War freebie glitches or installation problems, you will get some of the messages there indicating what people experienced. And we have to be patient. The only big issue I had here was if controller is inoperable and you can't switch the console off, you need to do it manually, like by disconnecting from the socket, and that is certainly that I have difficulties with. It's just a glitch, it just, for whatever reason, the installation prevented any manual controls to be fully applied, and therefore the console was not responding. It was like being frozen. Anyway, it is happening. If it happened to you, just make sure that the manual procedures are being followed through. And anytime you have to disconnect your equipment from the power socket, remember, it's very important, do not plug them back in again straight away. You will need to allow anything between 30 to 60 seconds for the system to rebuild itself, to cool down, or whatever happens within the electric circuit, in order to prevent any major problems with the power supply. So it's very important. I had these problems on my computers in the past, and I had to buy special extension leads that prevent any problems with power cuts, because sometimes a power cut could happen for a split second, and that could burn your power supply on a PC. So Very, very important to keep this in mind. And if you are a streamer, if you have a lot of expensive equipment, do invest in those special power extension cords, which are going to be preventing any form of short-circuiting, in your equipment. Very important. People don't actually know this. It's not a well-known fact. You get to know it after your equipment is basically dead, or after the unwanted takes place, and therefore you're no longer able to operate it. So best to be buying that sort of equipment to prevent any unwarranted, unwanted, unexpected, and rather sudden losses. Right, so what are the news today? Well, the first big bit of news is yesterday we had State of Play on PlayStation, and it has been introducing quite a selection of new games. Unfortunately, I've not been able to watch it live, and I've been very tied up last night and today, so I still have to watch it later in the day, and then I'll tell you all about it tomorrow. It's just not the best, because I like to be kept fully abreast and ahead of the time, so to speak, so I can give you the news freshly off the press. But in this instance, I'll have to watch it and therefore provide you with further comments. If anyone watched anything, send me some comments and views. You can engage with some of the questions on Twitter. We've had a couple of those asking what you thought of the games introduced. The Outriders is the game that is certainly attracting a lot of attention, and for everyone who is interested, you can download the demo at the moment. The game's out in April, and I think the Outriders have a flavor of Destiny to a degree. I've seen some gameplay footage and some developer diaries. We've seen some trailers. They look really awesome, and it's a game for next gen, so you are going to be needing your Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, as well as 4K TVs, and in order to get the very best experience. The other bit of news is, well, we've heard that already yesterday. BioWare confirmed that presently Anthem project is on hold. All the stories and all the promises and everything we've heard and we've been told about the re-release and a reboot and new content, that's all on hold. They have limited resources in view of the pandemic, and they've migrated the workforce attached to Anthem to other big games that they're working on presently: Mass Effect, the new installment, and most importantly, Dragon Age. Dragon Age news today is quite significant. They said that they decided, in view of the problems with Anthem, to shelve its multiplayer, and it will have no multiplayer access. So that's a very, very major change. We all looked forward and hoped that, a bit like in Destiny, you'll be able to bring in 2 other people to play with a squad of 3. So have 3 guardians or 3 companions, or 2 companions to the main character, who are going to be exploring the wonderful Dragon Age universe. That is not going to happen, and I'm thinking it's a very, very wise decision, because Anthem backfired massively, and they do not want to have the same problem with a game that's had very, very good standing now for many, many years, with lots of great content and wonderful gameplay, as well as a very large community attached to it. So it's no risk taking, but on the other hand, it is a risk. So if you look at it, it's a two-sided coin. You are protecting the technical ability of the game, but you are divorcing it from what is most popular in the industry of today. When the game came out in I think 2007, we didn't have that many multiplayers overall, and Battle Royale and online multiplayers were not really the hottest thing in video gaming. People really liked RPGs and single-player games, and everything else story-driven. That's changed significantly in the last decade, and certainly in the last 5 to 6 years, as Twitch and YouTube streaming took off. It was all about multiplayers, and if you look at the channels on Twitch, the discrepancy is simply eye-watering. You will get games like Mass Effect still having viewers, but it's just the number of viewers, the number of participants, which is significantly different. I had a look yesterday at what was it, PUBG, and I think on average it's only 30 to 60,000 viewers at any moment in time, and for Mass Effect it's like 1,000. So it's a very, very big difference. So pursuing an installment of the game that doesn't have multiplayer, it will cause some issues, and particularly in view of its kind of shelf life. if you have a multiplayer, there's always a chance for replay, like you've seen in Destiny. Destiny 1 is still played widely today, and people still prefer the original to the sequel, irrespective of all the content and everything else that we were given. But you know, the fact is, Dragon Age, the installment, will not have the multiplayer at present, or when it comes out, and that will be certainly affecting its shelf life. For obvious reasons. People may want to do replay, they may want to do different characters, but I think the ability to bring in people as you're streaming live, or if you are playing the game on your own setup, is definitely enhancing the drive to participate. People will want to come in, and they will have then a much greater number of participants, and the game will be more popular for a longer period of time. So, you know, it's a bit like Skyrim. I'm doing it today with nowadays, I should say, on the special edition that's been offered through Xbox, and it's been remastered, redone. There's lots of new content. All the majority of PC mods have been also applied, so it feels like a completely different game compared to the original, both visually and in the content. I'm no longer playing the single character. I have two companions. One is my servant, like I call a fan, and the other is just a buddy who's going around together with me. And the buddy, called Sophia, she's also my extended storage. And you know, the inventory is now almost infinite, so I don't have to worry about what I need to be carrying with me and what needs to be dropped or sold, and that makes the gameplay a lot more enjoyable. You will recall with the older PC games, Stalker was the other game that came to mind, the inventory is always of concern, because if you are the exactly same thing in Stalker, if you had too many items in inventory, then your character was remote. You couldn't really walk fast or run, and you have to get rid of some of the items, sell them, and you know, that is extending the gameplay. It's very fidgety, and I certainly, from my point of view, don't like it. It's for people who are meticulous in organizing, people who remember immediately what items go where, what types of materials you need for crafting, and you know, all sorts of things which they're obviously on top of. And I'm not like that. I'm a variety gamer. I play lots of different games and don't really pay attention to these kinds of ins and outs. Obviously, if you want to be a specialist in Skyrim, you'll remember everything, and we do have quite a number of specialists here in my community, and our community here online is then providing that degree of specialized assistance. We've seen that in Destiny quite a lot, and I learned a tremendous amount from some of our veterans, and sometimes they got a bit frustrated with me and said, well, we told you so many times before, why don't you remember this? Well, I simply don't, because you know, playing hundreds of games does require attention. That will soak up all the facts and figures, and you need to reflect on the experiences. So it's not that I'm being flimsy, it's just that for the games of that volume, like Skyrim or Destiny, there are so many different things to remember. So longer you spend on the game, longer you play it, better it will be to remember. But then, you know, some activities you forget about. It's also, I think, from my point of view, quite innovative and exciting, because when you revisit, you will not remember certain activities, so it'll be almost like walking through it for the first time, or you'll be just discovering it and then remembering. So that's great. That's what ensures a lengthy shelf life for me. And quite frankly, when I consider the way things were, I'm just thinking, for instance, when I've been a film and video gaming fan lifelong, so it's quite a few years, and in the times before we had VHS and Betamax, we were able to get films on spools. You know, you had the projector, you had to get your films on reels, and the distributors and the exhibitors were absolutely against the same films being distributed in their full duration. The full content was not accessible, so it's only for a few films that they'll be able to get the full content on spools, and that was also distributed usually on 16mm for public libraries or any other public spaces where these films would be screened, and these prints had to be bought. So once you were the owner of the print, you could obviously screen it for charitable purposes. If you were doing it for a commercial purpose, you will need to be paying extra licensing fee, etc., etc., which was the same as, for instance, what you had with the exhibitors, i.e. the cinemas. So I was collecting films on spools, right? And primarily I was collecting cartoons, so animated films, and they would all come into 1 or 2 spools. 200 feet basically was the usual duration, about 7-8 minutes. And for the older films, the silent films, you would sometimes get two-reelers, and two-reelers would also come on 200 feet, or sometimes you would get four-reelers, as was the case with a bit of sort of lengthier films of Chaplin and Lloyd and Keaton, and so basically you would get them on one or two spools of 200 feet. Some of them are abridged, so a 200 feet film would be abridged to 100 feet, and that was very, very annoying. And at other times you could get it in its full duration. So think about it. These films were very expensive to buy. You couldn't get them easily. You had to order them via mail orders or catalogs, get them directly from the US or from the countries where the distribution was still available. And it was just an enormous amount of hassle. You had to buy a projector, also a very expensive piece of equipment. You had to have a screen. There was a lot of fiddling, obviously, where those spools need to be placed on the projector. And quite frankly, if you want to watch a proper film, a film that will last 90 minutes, you did need to have two projectors where very major spools, like two major spools with up to 800 or even more feet of film would have to be mounted so that you can be watching continuously instead of just discontinuing a screening and then changing reels. And all of that is now a distant past, because today we just click on Netflix, instant access on any platform, be it your television set, your Android or your tablet. You're getting it immediately, you're just watching it. Obviously not all films are instantly accessible, but we are gearing towards that kind of objective, and we kind of look forward to the future where massive online libraries of the films which are considered to be commercially unviable to be instantly accessible. We have this already on Internet Archive, for instance, where those films that do not have any license or copyright attached to them, they're offered in public domain, and therefore you can watch them straight away. But the difficulty there is the prints are very poor and sometimes inaudible and poor quality picture and all this. Anyway, that's the future. The future is almost 100% access to everything, be it through the subscription or free. The same thing applies to gaming, because we were buying games in the past, buying them for PlayStation 1, for Xbox Original, and the only way you could play the games was by purchasing a game and then playing it and enjoying it. The games were not very lengthy. You would spend on average 10 to 20, 30 hours on a game, and they were made in a way which was full of tricky puzzles. So you would hit the hurdle and you spend dozens of hours just trying to resolve it. There were no walkthroughs or no tips, there was no Twitch, there was no community directly involved, and therefore it was a different concept. Today we have games like this one, which are never ending. They have kind of infinite content, which is continuously added, so it's ever evolving world, and it's all about connectivity and communication. So think about it. In the past, it was all very solitary. You could get your friends together and watch some of the films together, for instance, like described on spools, which is what I did. Or indeed, you could later get your DVDs, and but if you had a home cinema setup, it was easy to invite some friends to come in. But just think about it, the same home cinema setup today could be applied to Twitch when you're streaming a game. So you kind of friends from all over the world. It doesn't have to be just like 5 or 10 people who come to your house. It could be thousands of people from worldwide who get together and watch whatever you do, which is the case with some of the very popular top streamers on Twitch and YouTube, where they get their fans, friends and viewers, and they all do things together. So it's all about that togetherness. So we've gone really very, very far from the old days, where it was all about being in possession of a particular product. And today, with the latest streaming services like Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Now, you can be accessing those games in very large numbers on a subscription fee. So really, we've moved forward rapidly, and also the way through which the games are monetized is very significantly different. Think about $1 billion made on Apex in 2 years, just on the sale of cosmetics. The game was offered free of charge from the very beginning. $3 billion made on the cosmetics here in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone. It's mind-boggling. £3 billion. I mean, this is like a major budget attached to any government department. But the fact is, this is the way forward. You offer a game for free, but you then provide a lot of content that can be purchased, and people will want to have some of it. We discussed yesterday live online a lot about my streams and as the way we connected, or the way we connect, and I think Spurs did say that we met online through our Modern Warfare activity, which was the random matchmaking. But one thing that connected us immediately was the outfit that his character was wearing, and this was the Leatherface outfit, the guy from Texas Chainsaw film. And I explained to him as to why the outfit caught my eye, going back to my days in Scarlet Cinema, watching unrated films and being a fan of alternative and experimental cinema. And, you know, I don't really like horror films generally, but it was just one of those things. So a significant outfit which was worn in there, that indeed is unusual, caught my eye. Evidently we connected because we approach gaming from the same viewpoint, and basically we indeed joined the same community, and Spurs is a regular, dedicated veteran of our Warzone community here by now. So I'm trying to say is investing in costumes and all the niceties that Activision or any other publisher is offering is complementing the overall activities. It isn't just about wasting money, as some people are trying to present in media. It is about making tools to which people will connect. In Destiny it was the same thing. Having funky, interesting, colourful outfits was drawing my attention, and lots of people popped in due to that. We all connected because somebody was dancing in a funny way, or their costume, their outfit was unusual, or they were using skins and weapons that were highly noticeable. The list goes on and on. We have somebody popping in saying hello, and it's... Is it First Record? First Record. Hello, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being a member of our community. Welcome. And we are doing a freebie of Cold War this week. Yesterday we looked at the Outbreak in Warzone. Today we are looking at multiplayer and Zombie Fest here. I'm still waiting for some of our community members to join us, and therefore we are going to be cracking on immediately with gameplay when they arrive. How are you? How's everything? And let me just have a look. I have some messages coming in. Let me just attend to the messages. I'll be back in a second. Just stay with us. Very short break. I need to attend to the messages. I can see that coming in through various platforms. People are asking a few questions. People are curious, very curious about the glitch I experienced on PlayStation. Well, the remedy to the glitch is simply reboot. Once you had the full installation of Cold War on your system, make sure you reboot, and I was not able to do that immediately because I had well, the glitch was affecting my controller and the console, so the console couldn't be switched off manually, and I couldn't use my controller, and the only way I could do that was basically by manually disconnecting my PlayStation from the power socket, and then I left it for about a minute, 60 seconds, and then after I plugged it back in, had to reinstall some of the OS files. So it's a serious glitch, really, and people have to be very careful when disconnecting PlayStation manually from the power cord, because, you know, from the extension cord, because what will happen is if you are doing it too quickly, it could affect your console. So make sure you leave at least a minute in between, and then everything will work. Be back in a second. Oh, our friend here says, I just bought the Division 2. Hello, how are you doing? Well, thank you for letting me know. That's wonderful news, and I can certainly tell you that buying it will be very, very greatly rewarding. You will get a lot of content, and presently it is a really good time to buy. I've seen yesterday on PlayStation and on Xbox they're running some special offers. If I'm not mistaken, you can get the Division 2 and the expansion for very, very little on PlayStation. I'm not sure what platform you're using, but either way it will be great. I purchased the Division 2 for Xbox on a price of £3.40, which was a fantastic offer, and I got my expansion, I think, on the price of about £8.20. So altogether less than £12 for the full game with the expansion, which is phenomenal, you know, considering that otherwise you would have paid more than £80–90 for those two together. So definitely a very good offer. Anyone buying the Division will not be disappointed. It's a wonderful game and plenty of content, and also you have some sections which are providing you with infinite gameplay. If you go to the Dark Zone, yeah, we were just talking yesterday. The Dark Zone gives you some of the pinnacle activities to get the best loot, and sometimes you will not know whether you're being attacked by artificial intelligence, i.e. the in-game enemies, or the other opponents, PvP opponents. Let me just have a look at the messages. I'll be back in a second. Alright my friends, I think we talked quite a bit, and let's just have a look at some gameplay. Our friend here is still watching, saying about the Division, and just like I said, we've had a lot of the Division here during the last couple of weeks. Still will carry on playing it, you know, because obviously I want to get to level 40 with my character, want to complete the campaign missions, part of our Battle Royale Festival, and Battle Royale Festival has been a very, very good joyous experience, very entertaining. Very glad to have gone back to PUBG. Had lots of fun recently with some really good games. We've gone down to the last 5 or 6 on number of occasions, and really has been really a great return to the arena. And I've not been able to throw in some of the obscure games as yet, but you know, we can have Battle Royale Festival Extended, And I have to say to all of our friends who are asking about PvP, I generally do not like playing just PvP. You know, I'm a great fan of RPG and story-driven games. PvP is not like that, and PvP is the most popular. It's a kind of activity that builds communities fast, and evidently, if you're streaming Skyrim or Mass Effect, you will build your community, but it will be very, very slow. It'll take probably 5 to 7 years before you have a few hundred people fully on board. And with PvP games, the idea is that people want to pop in order to participate live online, and this is what's the it's the driving force behind A, participation, and B, people feeling fully included, as well as cracking on with some tremendously high quality content, and with interactivity live online. So it needs to be a balance, and I think what I'll do shortly, I have to say, I've had 2 years of my channel being run in a particular fashion, Destiny based. We play Destiny, I'd say 75-80% of the time, and I've changed that during my 3rd year. I've gone down the route of doing different things because I want to find my way, which is going to be as enjoyable and as flexible for my own entertainment. So I think the best way is lengthier daily streams where one part of the day, probably early in the day, we'll be looking at RPGs and story-driven games, and later in the day we'll be looking at PvP, Warzone, Apex, you name it, PUBG. And it just feels the best. I think I like doing the both, and certainly in recent months I've not been able to do all the other games I have there on my list. The backlog's quite big, and that's very frustrating. I've looked yesterday at some of the inclusions on PlayStation. Now, fortunately, they're not as many numbers compared to Xbox Game Pass, but still, there are games there that I like to explore, like Surviving Mars and No Man's Sky, and No Man's Sky actually on Game Pass. The games that require a lot of attention, and I want to also finish some of the games that I've been doing. So, it's just a question of, on one hand, the system, the way you establish it on your channel for your community to be active and interested, and on the other, it is all about your mindset, because if your mindset becomes too scattered, you really kind of miss the point, you lose the thread. And I generally have a look at the game always at first. Anytime I get new inclusions on Game Pass and PS Now, I have a look immediately within the first couple of days. And after that, I'll decide on the games that I will be playing as my priority. And then, unfortunately, some of the games get taken off if I manage to even have a good look at them. But, such is life. It's just, you can't catch up with everything. And they expanded considerably on the Game Pass with the number of titles. They've gone from roughly 120 to about 400 titles. They included Electronic Arts Play, EA Play, giving us about 100 extra games, inclusive of Mass Effect Trilogy, Battlefield series, Dragon Age, all the goodies, and Mafia as well is in there, Anthem, you name it. It's just one game better than another. Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon, the big ones, are not there, but it doesn't really matter. All the other ones are absolutely and truly wonderful. So, many games to play and little time. And of course, if you're a streamer, you'll be always dedicated to your community, and that's really, it's a problem that affects all of us who are involved with this sort of activity online. This is just a moment. Curious to see. Okay. Alright, my friends, we are now done and dusted with all the news. I've given you some ideas on what you can be doing, and I've just seen that one of our colleagues from Sweden will be streaming Man of Medan, and I played Man of Medan last summer on Xbox Game Pass. It is a very interesting survival stroke decision-based horror game, and if you're interested in how to survive and how to really preserve that team of people exploring the ship and facing all kinds of supernatural occurrences, then definitely that is going to be your favorite game. They also released another one recently, The New Hope I think it's called, and it's part of a lengthier franchise of various games taking place in different environments that are connected with the same threat. Basically the occurrence of supernatural that's taking place in different periods of human history. So that a very, very good project, very interesting, beautiful graphics, wonderful audio visuals. If you are indeed playing it, make sure that you are using the best quality setup, high quality headphones, home cinema, something of the sort. Headphones are the best because if you are doing the games that require a lot of attention to the sound, that will enable you to feel fully immersed, and the game will be very atmospheric, and you will have to be on your toes because it's a survival horror game, remember, and some of the developments there could be rather scary. So thumbs up to Rapunzel and her stream. I could see that she was going to be doing it together with another streamer, Melody, and it's great to see that people are getting together and attracting other members of their communities to follow each other's channels. That's the way forward. Absolutely top-notch, 10 out of 10 for me. Right, let's crack on. Let's see what's going on in there. So we have our friend walking, Outbreak event. Let me see if Spurs is there. Spurs is playing zombies, but I think Spurs said that somebody else is there together with him. So, what have we got? Play, Outbreak event. Okay, we did see that yesterday. Outbreak is indeed up and running. We tried some of it in Warzone, and today we'll be looking at zombies. Bundles locker. View your bundles. Okay, create a class, skills, accessories, vehicle customs. Okay, so I'll load that. Okay. I did sort this out before, so this is my weapon. XM4 and level 33. Okay, we'll leave that for a moment. Optics, what have we got there? That's not too bad. Firepower 3. Take this one. Muzzle. We need to see muzzle suppressor will do, I think. Infantry compensator. Barrel. Armor damage, effective damage range, bullet velocity. I'll take that one. Barrel. Body. What have we got there? Mounted flashlights. Okay, we don't need to bother about sight. Under barrel. The infiltrator grip is usually very good. Bruiser grip. Magazine. 40 round magazine. Handle. Field tape. Okay, don't bother about that at the moment. And stock. Tactical stock, wire duster, duster stock. Okay, we'll leave that out. Appearance. Accessories. What have we got there? Oh, we have some Falcon, we'll keep there. Stickers. Stickers all in order, I'm happy with these. Which one is new? Okay, we've got that one. one. The rest I quite like. I can keep these on. Back to gunsmith's weapon level 33. Appearance. Stickers, hang on. Still some issues there. I think I probably didn't see the ones that we acquired. What did we get? No, we did actually. Hang on. Oh, new. This is new. Okay. I think I'll keep the other ones there just for fun. Field upgrade. Frost blast. Energy mine. Ether shroud. Healing aura. Ring of fire. I think Ring of Fire probably will be quite good. We'll try that. So that's our first loadout. Charlie 2 is Gunsmith. We have see Optics, Vision Tech 2, MP5 muzzle barrel body. Mounted flashlight, target designator, no, I don't need that. Under barrel, patrol grip maybe. Just a minute, body under barrel. No, the REF4 grip is the best. Magazine, 40 round mag. Handle. Stock. Actually, hang on. We need to do this under barrel, I think. Patrol grip, foregrip. No, that's correct. 40 round drum. Okay. Frost blast. Frenzied guards. Energy mine. Try energy mine, see what it's like. I'm happy with these two. Don't want to spend too much time on it at the moment, to be honest. Skills, weapon classes, specials, field upgrades. Okay, we've seen all of that. Perks. Ammunition mods. Okay. So that's sorted. Vehicle customs. We'll have a look. Gunboat. Runner. War tracks. Eighty hits rock. Gunboat. Raft. Dead bike. have plenty of customization in here. It's quite good. I'll leave that. Well, I'll be attaching myself to either hits or rock. I'm not really that keen on rap, hip hop, and that sort of thing. Sedan, rock. Operators. Let's see who we got. I don't know, weapons. We'll go for NATO and Warsaw Pact. Adler. Put Adler in there. Anyone else? Doesn't look like it. Warsaw Pact. No one unlocked. Alright, fine. I'm happy. And then Battle Pass Season 2. Welcome to Battle Pass. Take a screenshot nicely. Season 2 Battle Pass comes with 100 tiers of new content, including over 20 tiers that are free for everyone. Well, that's very good. Unlock rewards automatically by playing multiplayer or zombies. In Black Ops Cold War, any Warzone mode or multiplayer in Modern Warfare, each reward can be equipped across Black Ops Cold War and Warzone unless otherwise stated. How do you unlock the pass? You already have access to the free tiers just by playing. Rewards will automatically be granted as you progress. Upgrade anytime during the season to the Battle Pass and gain access to all 100 tiers, which includes 1300 CP along the way. Well, it's very important to remember this. I mean, you know, Battle Pass is optional, and what I do like about the system of monetization that lots of these games offer is that you can be acquiring a lot of in-game currency and then maybe purchasing some of the stuff. On the other hand, if you want to be collecting everything from the beginning, then investing in Battle Pass will help the developer, you know, to raise revenue and then invest. So either way, it can't fail. If you have disposable income, you can buy all the outfits and all the skins and everything that will be complementing your gameplay. And don't forget, having funky outfits will help you to build your community. I certainly had many hundreds of participants and new community members coming in because we were exploring the way we looked, the way we danced, the way we walked, you know, the skins on our weapons, all sorts. So it's a very, very good, very noble idea behind it, albeit an expensive one if you are to be investing your dollar. Sadly, I had some gamers popping in, I think it was on our Destiny streams, indicating that children snatched their Visa cards and then spent hundreds or thousands of dollars on unnecessary items. But you know, it's down to the responsibility. It's down to the parent and the responsibilities they have. The way they allow people to use the consoles, Visa cards, and everything else. I think you know, you just can't be blaming a child if they were given access to Twitch, when in fact Twitch is prohibited for children aged 13 and younger. And I think if those parents do not adhere to the rules, or Xbox have very, very good parental locks, and they're constantly working on you know, high-tech development of those locks. I just listened to the latest the other day in their weekly podcast, and it's amazing what they're able to do today. And you can also control what your child's doing through the app on your mobile phone. It's just, you know, really state-of-the-art stuff. But you've got to be able to use it. You need to learn how to use it. If you leave your Xbox at home and it's free access to everyone, well, you can obviously expect some issues, because if you register a Visa card on the system, the only thing that person needs to do is to click, click, click and enter. You need to create separate passwords. You need to do the two-tier checks, so you get messages on your mobile instantly if somebody else is trying to access the payment system. You need to authorize it with a code that just yourself will be getting, etc., etc. We know it all. Oh, I like that. Season 2 includes Emerald Archer, Fresh Powder, Chromolite, Poacher Hunter, Samurai Screed. We're going to have a lot of fun in here by the looks of it. That's the battle pass. Operators, what's going on? I thought I'd done this already. Later. So where is the next operator? I don't see anyone, do you? No. Click on him. Right, so we need to personalize. I got it. Okay. Let's see, base jumper. What else can we have? Look at his outfit. Wearing a tie. If you ask yourself, why is he wearing this red tie? Well, I needn't tell you. You will know if you are in the US as to why that is. Right, so what else do we have? Barracks. What's in the barracks? Military ranks. Let's have a look. Commander level 55, Season 1, Prestige 2, level 96, Season 2. Yeah, you can see this is all connected, as they said it would be. I don't know why it's not allowing us to let's choose something else. Under fire, nuclear pledge, strike team. Choose emblem. Quite like that one. We like having ladies in there. Well, so I think what do we do first? I think probably this is Operation Threshold Raccoons are going mission deep behind enemy lines in the world's largest outbreak zone. Complete your objectives, combat the horde, fight, explore, scavenge, loot, survive. The Ethereum arms race is on, so I think we probably will go for that one. Onslaught. It's quite a selection. Was this maximum survival time? Okay. Private. Solo. No, we don't want to do anything solo. We want to... Oh, there's Spurs! Oh, very good. Excellent. Alright, my friends, let's just invite Spurs and we'll crack on with some action. Let's see where Spurs is. Invite a party. Invited you. Party invite sent. Let me see if Spurs will be able to join us. Hello there. Can you hear me? Oh, I can't hear you.
Have you played it yet? Have you had even a warm-up game?
I have not had any warm-ups. I was waiting for you, sir, to join us, so we'll do it together.
Yes, they're kind of chaos, to be fair.
Well, it's expected.
Zombies non-stop.
Zombie Fest always is a very, very hectic, relentless activity, you know, like a death match, which is never ending. And I was just talking to my community members about various things, kind of Call of Duty and other games related. There's been a lot of news coming in the last few days, with Anthem being presently stopped and Dragon Age being pulled from multiplayer and, you know, various other things. So it's been busy. I didn't manage to watch State of Play last night. You know, they have a regular Sony introduction on newbies and everything that is to follow, and that was last night. It's only about 20 minutes long, but didn't manage to.
So whatever.
You're cutting out. I can't hear. You probably have to adjust your threshold on the audio settings. Just reduce it to 1. I think it's the audio settings in here which are interfering. If you can hear me, its threshold needs to be reduced to 1, and then you will not have any more issues in there. I can't hear it at all. Let me see. I couldn't hear it at all.
Microvolvo, yeah.
Still cutting out, I'm afraid.
Threshold.
Yeah, threshold, just to reduce it to 1.
Different.
It's different to the one in Warzone, yeah.
Yeah.
If you bring it to minimum, then
what would it be on here then?
Does it not say threshold? Let me see. Hang on. See options. Audio, mute sound, master volume, music volume, sound effects, dialogue volume, cinematics, audio presets, Bitmarker's voice chat. It's called open microphone sensitivity. So just bring it to 1.
Yeah.
Bring it to 1.
To 1.
Bring it to 1, yeah. And then it will work. It's that.
Can you hear me now?
Absolutely, yeah. That's the option.
Yeah.
It's thresholds in the other one, and I think a lot of people, when looking at it, when they look at threshold, they actually don't understand what it means. When you say mic sensitivity, then it's kind of more descriptive, meaning less sensitivity, and the mic will not be depicting whatever is happening in the immediate environment. So. How's everything? How are you?
Well, I've changed it down. Yeah, I'm fine.
No, it's sounding absolutely tip-top now. The best possible. And I can hear loud and clear, and there's no interference or anything. And fantastic.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so that's all.
Look, I was saying that whatever Cold War weapon you want to evolve and make better, use that on here. Yeah, well, I think they really excelled with the sheer quantity of weaponry and mods and everything. When you look at it, I was just looking at it, and I've played Alpha and Beta, and I've played any freebies so far. So I've used quite a variety of different weapons, and just the number of those is really, you know, mind-boggling. And then all the mods and everything. So it's a lot of fun to be had. At the end of the day, I think every one of us will find like a favorite selection of weapons. We'll resort to these, but there's a lot of admin to be had, similar to Destiny. Anytime you finish 2 matches, back to admin, you get like green dots popping up, and yeah, we'll do it for fun. We'll see how it goes, and then this new Farah 83 really powerful.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm trying to do up now, so I can use it.
Yeah, I was looking at
Warzone.
it. I was thinking whether to because basically on weapons I left what was it on my Charlie one Assault Rifle Alpha XM4, which is M16 modded, and then Ring of Fire. And then on the second one I left MP5. On the third one I have Stoner. And let me see what the Tundra is.
It's whichever Cold War weapon you want to build up, do it on zombies, because you're going to get kills constantly anyway.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do. Well, I think I'll just keep that XM4 for the time being, and then I guess I can just change it to some other weapon. Let me see. AK-47, Krig.
I'm using that Fire 83.
Yeah,
so they're super powerful.
Grozha is in there as well. I already have Grozha level 27. And then, well, Far 83 is not as yet unlocked for me for some reason. Still, with lock sign on it.
You'll get it unlocked for free anyway at some point.
Yeah.
During the battle pass.
I think I'll probably go for. Yeah, I'll probably go for Far 83 and Grozha.
Level 15. Level 15, you'll get the Far 83.
Okay. So that's cool. So
it's free as well, so
we probably will be able to level up rapidly with Zombie Fest. This is all kills all the time.
And you also at level 21, you're gonna get a free RPD.
Oh, that's good.
And then you're gonna get a free sniper as well.
No.
There's the Type 2 or something like that.
Sounds really awesome. Yeah. Well, in here
you get a free SMG as well.
I think with the weapons I have, to be honest with you, maybe I could. Let me see. I kind of fancy Grozha as well. Grozha is really deadly and very, very rapid. A lot better weapon than XM4.
What's this?
Let me see. Maybe
it's an SMG that you get for free, and it's got like a massive bullet storage thing. What's it called? Clip. Massive, like 150. Looks like 48 rounds. Sorry.
Oh, sounds good. On what weapon?
I don't know what this SMG is though.
Okay.
But that's free as well.
Sounds good. Let me just quickly mod this Grozha. So I'll use Grozha for the first slot. Where is it? Effective damage range, bullet velocity. I'll do that one. Barrel body. Okay, give that a miss. Under barrel. Patrol grip will do. Magazine. And then handle, and the other ones we'll just do away with. Cool. So that's sorted. I'll use Grozha. So Grozha is now on my.
There's just new tape as well. 80s rock.
Yeah.
Got Rebel Yell, Wild Side, and we're not going to take it anymore. Anymore.
Yeah. That's what I've seen. I've
the quality.
I just modified all of my vehicles. And there were so many, and I've not gone for any hip hop. Just hits and rock of the 80s. I've done that.
Yeah, that's what I got there. That's what I've got on mine. 80s hits.
That's
Rick Astley in there.
Rick Astley's there, yeah. I was doing him the other day with that.
Oh, there's another one.
You know the what's it called, Fuser program, and
Toto, Africa.
That was a huge hit at the time. Huge hit. Well, loads of hits. Limal, you remember him? Then Boy George and all these other
Kids
guys.
in America, Kim Wilde.
Yeah,
Jesus, I used to really have a thing for her when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I thought she was lovely.
She was a huge star. She was one of those new wave vixens, you know. She was really like a very, very.
She was beautiful.
I've seen some photographs of her recently, and there were some articles somewhere online, and she's not been a public personality for many years, but she's just reflecting on the career and everything. You get people who would pop up for a few years and then disappear, and just very few that really stayed in the arena for so many years. And music business is very, very cutthroat. It's very, very hard to survive for everyone, and we all remember the way people were. Well, I'll tell you, the lady who was doing Ex Mile Deutschland, that was another big band in the 80s that was on the trail of Susan the Banshees. She hasn't really changed much ever since. It's extraordinary. I've seen her the other day in a video, and maybe slightly bigger compared to what she was at the time, but she was a really big icon. You know, all these big goth icons, Lena Lovitch and then Suzy Sue and all the other ones, and she was, you know, one of these girls. And well, Royale we've got, so we can't complain, right? That's cool.
Exactly, not at all.
Where
do you know Melora Hardin? Do you know who that is? She's timeless. She looks so young for her age as well.
No, it doesn't ring a bell. What was she in?
She's in The Office, US.
Oh yeah.
She played his boss. And I swear that woman's got the most perfect face I've ever seen in my life.
Don't really watch television series, you know.
We didn't watch the original Office. I swear,
no,
it's so embarrassing to even
I've
watch.
not watched any series for many years. It's well,
but it's just funny.
Today it's very easy to access TV shows on Netflix and you know, BBC iPlayer or any other hub. But for myself, my schedule was always every day until very late, so there was no time to be watching. And then I remember in the 90s, I just keep taping everything and I watch it later. So guess what? X-Files mounts up 150 episodes I need to watch. I'm gonna watch it, and then there's another one and another one, and being an avid kind of film history writer and a fan, then you have to prioritize purely in terms of the time available, and that's a problem I have today with gaming. Honestly, the number of titles coming out is just incredible. It's just too many, and if you want to catch up, you know, you play the games like this one, no end, infinite activity, and they have Fallout 76, the same thing. It looks so good. Don't know where you tried it. It's so beautiful. The environment, the way they worked on the world is just second to none, and keep getting all of that activity. So quite rewarding to play short games like Night Call, you know, the one I've done recently with that taxi driver in Paris, because you have prologue, you have the story, epilogue, and then that's it. You're done and dusted. So really hard to Oh, Playmore's here. Hello, Playmore. How are you doing? Good to see you. Thanks very much for popping in and watching. I actually talked about this demo earlier today. I'm not sure whether you heard me. I was telling everyone that the Outriders is probably going to be the next big thing, very similar to Destiny. It does have that aura of Guardians about it. And I've got to download, and Spurs and me will download the demo and probably crack on, but it's absolutely mouth-watering graphics. It's incredible, and looks like a really good big game. And I think they were promoting it yesterday on PlayStation through their State of Play. I've not watched it yet, unfortunately. I was very tied up last night, and therefore I'll watch it later today, so I'll be able to provide you with, you know, a few comments and views. But so far so good. I watched Developer Diaries. I watched some gameplay, and I think that we're also introducing it in the last State of Play, so you know, I have quite a good picture of what the game's like. Very hectic and very immersive, massive big open world and sci-fi elements and characters and all this. Well, Spurs and me are going to be cracking on with some activity. What do you reckon we should do first? I was thinking of Outbreak.
Yeah, do whatever. I don't mind.
Because let me see, we have bring party. We're both there still. Can you hear me? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah. This is just looking so great with animations and everything. It's a lot more dynamic compared to Warzone, but I love it. And you know, for streamers it's really so good because you have this animation that's live and people can just watch it and enjoy it if you're having a short break or doing anything. It's never boring. It's like a proper patrol out there in the wild. And the funniest thing of all is...
I've got my jungle gear on, so I'm ready for a fight.
Yeah, this guy in here...
Honestly, the the zombies are just chaos. They're just non-stop coming.
Yeah, well, just literally.
They're looking one way and they're all behind you.
Splatterfest.
So, you know.
But you see the chap in there.
Be on a spin.
The chap in there who's sort of close to me doing the patrol. He is a spitting image of a musician who I know, and I'll have to take a couple of screenshots and send those to him, and I'll ask him, "Is that you, mate? How did you get in?" He say, "Yeah, it's me. Finally, I got a major break. Look at this. I just need my guitar and a few riffs, and my music needs to be there." But he sucks. It's spitting image of incredible. It's like I'm watching him. It's astonishing. Our friend says, "I'm very good, thanks. I played it last night and have tried 2 classes so far. It's guaranteed my pre-order." We all very excited, sir, about the Outriders. It really is one of those games that perhaps has not been marketed as much as expected, but that's probably done in purpose in order to have like a major release for everyone to love it, and I really expect a lot of attention to be given to it, and quite frankly, if one is to be playing it on the next gen consoles, the picture quality is going to be mouth-watering. It's absolutely incredible. Very, very beautifully designed environment. It just really is a bit like Destiny, but not sharp, if you know what I mean. It's sort of similar to Fallout 76, the environment, and I really loved it, so I'm very excited about the game. Alright, let's crack on with some action. We'll get in, and the Outbreak, it will be... Yesterday we tried the Outbreak in Warzone, and it was complete chaos, and then after our friends departed, I've done a couple of solo missions trying to get my weapons first, and then I drove to the ship. I got in once, I think, and you know what's essential, and it's very tricky because obviously you have circle closing in. It's all about timing. You've got to get your ghost. You've got to get your ghost and your dead silence, because they're campers in the ship. I've gone in there and I've not seen anyone, but they were all like on the lower deck waiting for the guys to come in. As soon as you got in, they could hear you, bang bang, and you're gone. So, the strategy needs to be getting your load at ASAP, which means getting contracts first, getting your ghost and dead silence, and then going in. Obviously circle permitting. If the circle's too close, then you can't get out, basically, from the bow of the ship, so to speak. It's not going to work. But everybody's going in there at the moment. Everyone wants to be there. And I've not seen zombies. I've gone in there, not seen any zombies. It's other campers. Bang bang, and Miller was gone. Have you gone there a few times, Spurs, to the ship?
You've gone quiet, Miller.
Oh, you not heard me?
But they've just gone quiet, that's all.
It's probably the lobby.
Yeah, I'll hear you now.
Yeah, it's probably the lobby as we're waiting. I was just asking.
Now anyway.
Did you hear what I said about the ship and all I've done there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you gone in yesterday to the ship after we kind of completed? Oh, it's gone again. Ah, the game's playing up a bit. Loot, fight, and survive. That is what needs to happen. So we'll be looting, we'll be fighting, and we'll be attempting to survive. Are we going to succeed? Well, that's the big question. This game is so taxing on the bandwidth and the storage space. It's crazy, really. 10 hours, and you probably would have not heard, but I was describing earlier in my broadcast. You did have a major glitch. The full installation completed, and then I tried to use my controller wouldn't work. Then I wanted to reboot. I couldn't really reboot manually, which is ridiculous. has been reported on Twitter. Wondering whether our friend Playmore would have experienced the same with the download. But a lengthy lobby and waiting, as you could see. It's not performing too well, you know. We've had the same problem last time, you remember? You probably can't hear me.
Welcome back, Strike Team. Time to go to work.
Viewer, energy research has lost communications with an Ethereum harvester.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, nothing.
Not performing too well, I'm afraid.
I bet the fucking Spurs fans quit. That's what it is. The guy whose name Spurs was the fucking host, and he's fuck.
I do apologise to our viewers for the language you've just heard. The server's obviously not working properly and causing all sorts of problems. It's just not connecting to the game, and I don't know what on earth is going on.
How many people are you streaming to, bro? I won't swear. Curious.
We just wait for Spurs to rejoin us, because obviously there is a problem in there with the game. The game is having some difficulties as we're getting through matchmaking. It has a very lengthy loading period, and then we're slotted in without our party members, so I'm not sure what's causing it. We'll find out. Apologise to the viewers also for those obscenities you've heard, but I have no control over this, and I had no chance of muting all the other guys before we got in. As you could see, there was like an infinite loading screen, and then we could hear everyone who was still in that party, and you know, obviously of concern, so I do apologise, and I try to make sure that everyone's muted. If I'm unable to tell the randomly selected participants that we are live online. It's the same problem, we're discussing it yesterday, also live, when you have Sky News reporters somewhere reporting on an activity that's taking place in your local community, and then you get people popping in and saying terrible things. You know, we can't prevent it, but we need to make sure that we restrict that type of content, which is unexpected and unwarranted. Yeah, I've sent Spurs an invite. Hang on. I don't know what's happening because can I see Spurs in there? See what Spurs says. I apologize for this. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. God, it's a nightmare really with this. Don't know what's happening. Can you hear me? Write a message in there to find out whether our friend can hear us. Looks like both of our mics are fully switched on, but we can't really hear each other. I feared this. I really thought we were going to have the same sort of problem. Cannot hear Spurs. Spurs tells me that he can hear me. I'm not sure what's causing it, but oh, it says trial in there. No, I can't hear anything, I'm afraid. If you can hear me, well, I can certainly tell you that there's no sound coming from your end. Don't know what's causing it. We probably have to we'll break up the party and then I'll send you another invite. Let's do that. Must be some sort of glitch yet again. And let me see, what do we do? Party, manage party, leave party, and then we'll go back to this. We'll go to recent players, Spurs, invite party. For some reason doesn't want to really respond to invitations. I don't know what's causing it. Well, Technical problems. Nothing new. We keep getting this frequently. Oh, I can see you joined the party now, but I still can't hear you. Why is that there's no mic? It's really odd. Can you hear me? It worked alright before. I restarted the game and everything. Don't know what's going on. Now I can hear you. What's happening, do you know?
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah, I can, yeah.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on, Miller.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with us. It's to do with the game. The game's causing all the problems.
Yeah, well, obviously it's something to do with the game. We never had this problem before on Warzone,
No,
did we?
no.
I mean, we did a while back, but not this problem where you can't. I could hear you perfectly.
Well, the problem we had now was, first of all, it wouldn't want to load the game, right? We've gone for the Outbreak, and was infinite loading, and then once we were slotted in, the party was broken up. I was being slotted in with some other guys. So I immediately left,
Yeah.
and then I had at least 3 or 4 minutes of that loading yet again, and I could hear all the guys and all of the obscenities and everything else. They just got in and they were all frustrated with the same problem. So they were all mouthing off.
Well, yeah,
you know?
that is a little bit annoying, to be fair.
It's very annoying, but I could disconnect the whole. I couldn't mute, couldn't do anything. The only thing I could do was just to stop the stream altogether. And,
Yeah, but it kicked me off. It put me back to like normal Warzone.
yeah,
So I had to come out and then restart it again. So it's stupid.
I tell you what,
Glitch. No wonder people hate this game.
I tell you what I think the problem is. First of all, they integrated 3 games together, right? And then Cold War is quite an expensive game. It costs about £80–90 if you were to buy it with the season pack and all this. So not many people are purchasing it. This is a freebie for the whole world on all platforms, and it's cross-platform. So just think about the number of people coming in at all times. It's probably within a range of maybe between 100 to 300 million. And then the servers are just melting. They can't be corresponding to all the information requests and participation that's coming in at all times. And it's worse, what I've seen already, compared to the last time, where we just had like a short weekend. It's crazy. So I'm thinking, what can we do? Maybe we can do something like Geos in order to prevent this? But I fancied Outbreak, because we've not done the Outbreak before. And
Yeah, look, I've got a lovely little story to tell you, Miller.
yeah, go on. Yeah?
I was walking through town with my mate earlier on today.
Oh, yeah?
And I was chatting away to him, not looking where I was walking, tripped over a step, fell right on my bloody face.
Oh, no.
And this old woman, she was there walking through town with which I assume was her son. She was walking through town, she went, "Ah, are you alright?" Yeah, of course I was alright. I got up quicker than I fell. No one saw that. A little bit embarrassing. And my mate Martin, he just laughed at me.
Did you get injured at all? Any scratches? Any bruises?
No.
No?
No. I'm a lot stronger than I look. Of course I didn't have myself.
No. I just meant, when you fall, could be anything. You never know.
So my mate Martin, he's got this weird idea of how I fell. He reckoned that I... What did you say? he reckoned I went straight and spun round and fell on my back. I don't remember that. No. Everything happened in like 2 seconds, less than that. I was just talking away, and 1 minute I was talking away, the next minute I was on the floor.
Well, what can I tell you? This is a story.
He reckons I fall like an Italian man in Paris.
Hard to tell.
Exactly. Turns out when I got up, I was black.
So what do we do, sir? What are we doing here? Let's try it again, but...
I said, do an onslaught or something.
An onslaught? Just allow us to do Outbreak or private, nothing else. We do private then, maybe. 2 of us. What do you reckon?
Whatever, I don't care as long as
yeah, but I'm not sure what private is. Hang on, it says private.
Well, private is just to invite your own mates, I suppose.
But are we going to be doing it against anyone, or is just 1 against 1?
Well, if you do like Outbreak or Onslaught, then we're all working as a team.
Well, at the moment, I can't be accessing either Onslaught or Solo. It's just giving me the option of Outbreak and Private for some reason. Don't know why.
Let's do Outbreak then.
Okay, let's try.
And so other people will join us as well. Well, another 2 players.
I know. It's a 4-piece mission, quest, whatever, match.
Well, no, because they will stick you on by yourself as well if no one joins. So I played it by myself a little while ago.
Yeah, we've had that glitch. You remember the last time when changed to invite only.
So have you got the Outbreak thing at the bottom where with that machine?
Yeah.
So I wonder how you get that.
Yeah, that's right.
I want that in Warzone.
Well, you're going to be invincible then. You got that outfit. It's like something out of Anthem.
Well, no, I'll just go out my way to kill Pathos.
Yeah, you need a minigun on both hands.
Throw grenades at him and
that.
Shut up, I kill you.
Oh, that was so funny. I'll never forget that. It was so funny.
I genuinely thought, because he was serious, it made...
I apologize to the viewers, but we're really having lots of problems here with the tech side of things, and we are trying to get in. Oh, that was faster than last time. Surprise, surprise. Can you hear me? That's crazy. Yet again, the same problem. Can you hear me? The same problem.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
The same problem.
Yeah, again.
Again.
It's kicked us out.
Okay, it's Onslaught then. Let's see Onslaught. We'll try that, shall we? Because Outbreak's just... We tried it, what, 3 times already? 4 times? We couldn't get in? And it's...
Yeah, it's stupid. Why? How was that like that?
Well, the Outbreak is the main thing, because I advertise it also on Twitter and everywhere. It's the Outbreak both here and in Warzone, and we can't get in. You know? Let's give it one last try.
Still annoying.
Yeah, we'll give it one last... Well, not one last, but give it another try, and then if it's causing us problems... Because, you know, you said...
Well, I've got my weapon 2 times XP, and it's running out.
Yeah, that's very annoying. That is infuriating.
That is annoying.
And like you said, and we could do onslaughts, but previously I was just getting Outbreak and Private. Now I'm getting even Onslaught, so I don't know what is going on. It's just that the servers are not performing. That's you know, that's the trouble. And also once we get in, it's likely we'll get rubber banding and delayed hits and all sorts. Let's try that again.
Well, not.
Yeah. But you know what? Let me just see.
We're in, I think.
No, hold on. We're not. What I'm wondering about is whether we can just set it for Let me see settings. Controller graphics, audio, interface, account to network. No, I don't think we can restrict, because it was asking me there about number of participants, but I don't think I can restrict in here from 4 to 2, can I?
No idea, mate.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we can. Because it is a four-man task, Outbreak. Try again. Let's see. Matchmaking not working at all, and so I mean, how many more times do we need to try?
Searching for player, it says on my screen.
Yeah. Now changed to previously changed. Player limit changed to 4.
But it's annoying me now though, because
well, we thought we were going to
I
stroll.
don't have that long for my.
Yeah, we thought we were going to just stroll through the game.
Don't have that long for my double weapon XP.
Yeah. Well, if I knew, then obviously we could just.
I mean, no, you didn't know, but it's not your fault, is it? It's Activision's fault.
No, it's just
so I'm
not possible.
I'll contact them and tell them you're wasting my double XP weapon.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we got another fella in here.
Look at this, just waiting infinitely to get in.
I'll pick the weapon now, so we are on the way.
Yeah, I've just picked it up as well. My first loadout.
Here we go, look.
Switch, so we are not really family. You know, it's a family-friendly channel. We don't swear or do anything, which is kind of in breach of Twitch rules.
Jesus. Get me up, buddy.
That garage is very deadly. Already had about 6 or 7 kills.
Thank you, my man.
Well, anyone who's done the Outbreak, just lead the way, because for me it's my first game so far.
Jesus.
I'm coming. How far are you?
Cheers, brother.
Oh, you've been revived. Okay, cool. Stand back. We go together. It's so taxing on the internet speed. I just had 2 messages from PlayStation saying that the internet's not good enough for live broadcasting. Because the graphics and, you know, the 4K graphics. Playmo is saying that there's this weird icon. Yeah, that's the icon that tells us that the internet is too slow for the game to be live on air. I'll have a look and I'll do it again. Just bear with me.
Once the specimen is in place, the station will initiate genetic data transfer.
Well, you know what? I'm very glad I've gone for Russia because it does the business.
Specimen's vocal cords still work. Somehow. Is it broadcasting some kind of signal?
I think we pissed it off. Hostiles moving on your position. Protect the DASA station until upload is complete.
Hold them off. We can't risk losing this data.
I apologize to our viewers. I can see that we managed to get that error message on the broadcast. I'll hang on.
It's definitely communicating, alerting others to this location. There's more coming, is what I mean.
Oh, Jesus.
Specimen analysis nearing completion. Need you to hold out just a bit longer.
Oh, I'm being hit.
Come on, give me up.
Right team, come in. Do you read?
Give me up. Oh,
We are all eradicated.
swear words are swelling through my mind right now. You know.
Could well imagine it's very, very busy in there with all the zombies. They just killed me immediately. I need to sort out the stream. I apologize for this. And Play was watching, and thank you very much, sir, for letting us know that we're getting the error message, and I think I know what it is. It is to do with the game being too taxing for the internet speed that I have, and it's just causing this problem. Well, what I need to do is I need to restart the broadcast, so stay with us, sir, please, and I'll restart the broadcast straight away, and hopefully it will work. If we get any other messages like this popping up, please let me know straight away. It's not been happening at all of late. It's for the first time we had it, and I'm quite certain that it's to do with the way this game is, and that's causing it, because I could tell that the downloads on PlayStation caused a glitch to which I couldn't switch anything off. My controller didn't work afterwards, and there were lots of problems with it. And you've seen with online gaming as well, we were having some serious issues in there. So I need to restart, so stay with us and we'll be back very shortly. But with me, I need to start the restart the broadcast. Just give us a second. It's so annoying when this happens.